And we're going right away, straight to the myth, the legend. Oh, number 44.
Folks, we have a venting session
Uh-oh.
from the Hall of Famer.
Uh-oh.
Jay Foreman. Good morning, big bro. Tell us what's on your mind.
Good morning, man. It's I guess there's an old saying, they don't make them like they used to, whether it's cars, gaming systems, or just the mindset of players, man. I mean, the transfer portal thing, you knew it was going to be big just because of a new coach and it's fashionable to jump in there. And they're not fashionable, but, some guys are kind of, encouraged to get in there. Some guys want to go in there and look for a better opportunity, both, playing time and financially. And do they want to go through the possibility of, I guess, losing again? Because, from the outside looking in, and maybe what they've been told, it's a rebuild. So I can understand that. But, man, look, I know that it's just a visit, but I just would find it hard. And I'm very frank, after winning 2 national championships and felt like I was splitting time, and the possibility of moving to middle linebacker, which at that initial thought I didn't want to do it. I was ready to go to Michigan, but I would have never probably ever thought about going to Colorado or Oklahoma. I just wouldn't have done that. Now I know the dynamics have changed and kids are different. Obviously I'm sure, heavily recruited, one of our players coming out of high school. And LeVar Woods is a really, really good recruiter, especially, he's come in and plucked some of our better players. I mean, he just got, 2 years ago, he got Keegan Johnson. I think he was a part of getting Noah Fant. So there's a history there of plucking some good Nebraska players. But I would always just encourage guys to pause, especially when you are essentially rewarded like a king, but you haven't done king things yet. You get what I'm saying? And that's probably part of the problem with Nebraska right now. As far as this has nothing to do with any players, but a player could go out and play a good quarter, a good half. Next thing you know, you got guys on social media, and media guys, are the worst, talking about, oh, he's a foundational player, he's a cornerstone player, he's going to be great. Well, dude, you were great for a short glimpse of time. You weren't great. You were just good. And you know what I mean? And really, you probably were just average and doing things that you're supposed to do. But we haven't been able to do average things on a consistent basis. So once you see it for a quarter or two, you're trying to project things into years and legacies and stuff like that. And so then, therefore, when you're looking at yourself in the mirror and evaluating your game, you're glossing over all the things that you need to do to be great. And in some ways, not appreciate how you're up on a pedestal. I mean, AD, you got to think, even with like Alabama players and, Ohio State players, this doesn't happen. So it's almost like reverse psychology, right? And even back when we played, like, you didn't get any interviews if you played a good game. Maybe for T. Frazier or something like that, but not really. I mean, just imagine if T. Frazier had his first game or first, kind of good quarter or half at this point in time. There's no way in the world their previous starter would be playing another game.
Right.
So when, what it is like, but then you also have to think about after football. You know what I'm saying? Because Nebraska is a unique place, what we just talked about, to where after football, whether you're a local kid or born within the state, line, or somebody that comes here after, you have to be able to set yourself up, dude. This ain't, I mean, the NFL is not for long, and there ain't no guarantee.
Right.
And there's been plenty of players around here that have supposedly, been really, generational players, or whatever, the guys that everybody thinks they're great, that didn't even have a cup of tea in the NFL. And a cup of tea in the NFL is generally like not even at mini camps and stuff like that. And you're sitting there wondering, like, well, dang, he played here and he was, all this and all that, and he got there and he can't make an NFL roster. You know what I'm saying? So just because you played in Nebraska doesn't mean that it's not a foregone conclusion that you're going to the league.
Jay, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Jay.
Go ahead.
Do you think today's athlete is too short-sighted as far as what they're mentioning? You think they're just thinking, okay, for instance, you throw in Hausman. Okay, well, I want to play next year. I want to be guaranteed a starting spot next year, which is not guaranteed. He had a good situation here. And think about this, though. Here's the reality. And I don't know what's going on down there, wholeheartedly what's going on down there. Because there's a chance he comes back, okay? But do you think today's athlete in general sometimes, because of the NIL, do you think they think too short-sighted? Because you bring up a good point post-football. Because we all know 95%, 98% of you aren't going to the league at the next level, okay? So do you think today's athletes thinks too short-sighted?
Well, yes and no. Short-sighted in the sense of if they're not starting right away, then they're ready to leave. Now, I don't fault them for being short-sighted if there's a unique business opportunity. So I think one of the things that Nebraska might be running in trouble with right now, and I can't speak on this like factually, but I'm just assuming with the new transition of this is a whole different Nebraska. So the people need to understand, like you young guys that want to talk about the 90s are gone and all that. Okay, this is what you're getting right now. So this is a whole new Nebraska, right? And it could work out. But with that, the NIL structure that was somewhat ahead of the game last year, which everybody said on a national basis Nebraska is now 2 or 3 steps behind the game, just for the simple fact we hired a new coach. Just for the simple fact that even if you had to go to, say, like Aaron Davis Incorporated as a donor, well, you don't even know who the coach is going to be. Like if somebody tried to approach you during the season. So now that's kind of been gridlocked and stymied, right? So then now I don't fault kids for being short-sighted. If the possibility is to go to another school, which, whether they indirectly or directly guarantee that they're going to start, that's the school's choices or whatever. But then they are also able to have a legitimate, ready-made NIL deal, whether that's perks, that means like say free lease on a car, free rent, and you still get scholarship, and say like, I don't know how these things work, but and obviously, say it's 50,000. I understand that, and I can't fault them because as on one side, truly it's still 1.4% to make it to the NFL. It's another 1.3 that ends up being vested. So if you can start your life off with if you leave college through NIL deals with $100,000, $200,000 in your bank account, you can't fault anybody for that because that's being actually smart about it. And then ideally you'd like to think that the things that they learned in school and the people they are associated with can help them, expand on that. Now I would say this: are you short-sighted if you have if say like Nebraska can present you a package, maybe not dollar for dollar because they don't know exactly how the things are going to obviously work out, but if it's around you see this in NFL free agency, and you saw a lot with the Patriots. Right. The Patriots will take less for winning and long-term opportunity versus going and getting, the short-term money. And so that's the way I would look at it, because, I think that, I think Ernest could be really good here. I really do. And I don't know who the linebacker coaches are, and I don't know, anything. I know that obviously you just got a defensive coordinator who has coached linebackers. But I think when you could be a feature guy, I didn't have the opportunity to be from Nebraska. You know what I'm saying, AD? So I saw the advantages that local kids get more than, us out-of-state kids. You know what I mean?
Right.
So this is an opportunity for him long term, way past when he gets older and broke up like me, to sit back and think about this decision. And you know what? Harrison Fields talks about it all the time. He went to Stanford, had a great career, playing in the NFL now, but he lives in Omaha.
Yep.
It's like they say, Nebraska, the good life, man.
You just can't leave.
Can't leave it.
Once you get here.
Folks, that was from the Hall of Famer, Jay Foreman. Jay, I appreciate you calling, man. Make sure you check out Jay. Jay, are you guys at Piedmontee tonight on the old school?
Man, we're at Mercado, man.
Mercado. Yeah, Mercado, Piedmontee.
You need to stop in and see your boy. Yeah, the Black Santa is going to be down there.
Black Santa.
I think Slick Nick going to be down there.
That is true. That is true.
I shouldn't say Black Santa. That would turn this whole place upside down. So,
instead of hoes gonna be like yo.
the representative of Lincoln Quantum is going to be down there. Jay Foreman, we're going to be down there in effect for 2 hours.
I like it.
And I love the Mercado, and I'm gonna raid the butcher shop.
Jay,
I might even pick up some presents, man.
Hey, their steaks are off the chains there, bro.
Hey, Jay, before we do let you go, your thoughts on the new defense coordinator, Tony White?
I can't really fully say. I think, I think he could do well. I know that he was well respected and thought of in the ACC ranks. I know that, now granted the ACC is different, so, I know he's known for the 3-3-5. He's been a lifer in the 3-3-5. My biggest question would be is, are you married to the 3-3-5, like, lock and step? Or does he have the ability to adjust? Because there's two different types of 3-3-5s, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I hate to go a little bit longer. There's a 3-3-5 that like West Virginia used to run, and they used to get ran through when they played like Oklahoma and them. Then there's a little bit different of a 3-3-5 where you can morph into different things, and you can be really, really effective if you have the right personnel, because you can be multiple even more than a 3-4. And it kind of, the Patriots ran a little bit of a 3-3-5 and did pretty well one year. But, they had Mike Vrabel and all these, they had 8 linebackers that they could kind of rotate, and Vince Warfork in the middle. So depending on personnel, it'd be interesting to see how he approaches and it goes about it. And, but, look, they made a hire as part of the staff, and I'm sure Matt Rule feels confident he'll do it, and he feels confident he can handle the Big Ten. Like I said, just like Matt Rule, this is the biggest job, this is the biggest job in career, move of his life.
Mm-hmm.
This is, this ain't nothing like he's been before, so it's a big challenge. So we'll see if he's up to it.
Awesome.
Jay, appreciate you, man. Definitely check out the Captain Show too, but definitely check out Old School at 4 to 6. The Mercado, good food, good cuts. That tomahawk steak, man, is off the chains, man. Definitely check out Jay and DP then. Hall of Famer, appreciate you. You're on the Drive with AD and Rap. We're going to pay some tickets. 90.7 The Drive.